Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityadvayananda Rasasvarupine Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne Namaste, Namaste, Vibho Vishwamurte. Namaste, Namaste, Chidanandamurte. Namaste, Namaste, Tapoyogagamya. Namaste, Namaste, Shruti Jnana Gamya. Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmani Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Hari Om. That's it. So, we were dealing with Viveka and Vairagya, then from there the sixfold internal treasure. That is Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana. Of that, Shama and Dama I had discussed to some extent. In Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, where the Samatva Yoga, the yoga of equal vision, has been presented in great detail, finishing with Atmamupam Mena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Yorjuna Sukhamba Yadiva Dukkham Sayogi Paramo Mataha. That yogi is, according to me, Krishna says, that yogi is the Shrestha yogi. What is that? Atmamupam Mena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Yorjuna, where the equal vision is coming from his universal vision of Atma. That is, the whole created universe is appearing on the consciousness or Atma or Brahman, whatever you may say. It's an appearance. All the gross things, gross material, as well as sukshma, the subtle bhavas, thoughts, concepts, everything, it is appearing on the Chaitanya, on the consciousness. That even otherwise also we can know. We will not know anything of the world, even our own body and mind we will not know unless it appears in the consciousness. How are we knowing? Only when our body is appearing in the consciousness we are knowing. We call it our body Vyaktittva. So that is only analytically we are saying. It has to be a real establishment, real actualization of the universality of our Atma. Then Arjuna says that Krishna, you have established it very well, the samatva of Atma. Yoyam yogatvaya proktam samyena madhusudana. Just 1 second. 6th chapter. Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram. This yoga, Krishna, which you have described, which you have presented now, in the form of samatva, samya, that everything is same, although it is appearing with infinite variety, in essence it is the same. Just like a cinema, there's a huge war going on, bombing going on, aircraft carrier is destroyed, everything we are seeing and we are associating with that also. But if the light goes, first, everything is gone. That means it is all written on the light from the projector. Like that, the whole universe is appearing. It is all made of Chaitanya, only if at all we say. Because Chaitanya is not a matter that these ornaments are made of gold. Like that, Chaitanya cannot be seen as an object. The consciousness or the Atma or Brahman or Chaitanya, you can never know it as different from you. There lies the speciality. We can only know it as I am. You can never know it as, oh, यहाँ ये था चैतन्य, ऐसा नहीं होगा कभी. उसको केवल स्वरूप के रूप में ही जाना जा सकता है, आत्मा, ब्रह्मन और चैतन्य. Now, he says that एतस्याहम न पश्यामि चंचलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिराम. The stable understanding of it, sthitim sthiram, I am not able to see. Arjuna is saying that you have presented well, but I am not able to realize its stable meaning of it. Why? Chanchalatvat. He himself confesses that my mind is restless. It is not able to get fixed on oneness. My mind is taken away by various attraction, repulsion, raga, dvesha. Always the mind is getting attracted and repelled by all this. So I am not, how can I say that then I have understood what is samatva? He says, sukham va yadiva dukkham. That means in sukha also this truth is there, in dukkha also this truth is there. But I am always running after sukha, I am trying to run away from dukkha. The two are not equal for me. But actually sukha and dukkha are only two waves in the ocean of consciousness. When we are able to see the ocean of consciousness, then sukha dukkha become equally acceptable. It is also a wave, that is also a wave. So because of the restlessness of the mind, I am not able to understand this. Then Sri Krishna, next sloka is Chanchalam hi manah Krishna Pramathi balavad dridham Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. It is also Arjuna's statement. That the mind, O Krishna, is extremely restless. It is to stabilize that mind, to be a master of that mind, it is even more difficult than bringing to stability a storm. Vayoriva sudushkaram. The storm you cannot stop. It needs great power. But I think that the mind is even more difficult to stabilize than stabilizing a storm or removing the chanchalatva of the storm. Then Krishna says, Asamshayam mahabahu mano durnigraham chalam. Mahabahu means, O Arjuna, there is no doubt about it that control of the mind, to bring the mind under our mastery, is extremely difficult. Durnigraham. But saying that, Krishna is not saying that then you cannot do it. go and fight the war with the chanchala mind. He did not say that. He said, asamshayam mahabaho manodurnigraham chalam, but अभ्यासेन तु काउंतेय वैराग्येन च गृह्यते. इसीलिए हम यहाँ आए. आज जो वैराग्य के विषय में बोल रहे थे ना, इसीलिए ये बोल रहे हैं. Everywhere, whether it is Viveka Chudamani or Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita, sometimes the terms are different. Otherwise, the practice, when we do it, it is the same. He says that the mind is restless, no doubt. But it can be brought under our mastery, our discipline. We can discipline the mind by two things, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa ka artha hai practice, and Vairagya means whatever I explained yesterday. Viraga, that means not having any preferential and prejudicial attraction, repulsion towards the world of objects or world situations. Now in Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, it says, Yogash Chitta Vritti Nirodha. What is called yoga? When there is no vritti in the chitta, in our mind, there is no, vritti means waves. It can be thoughts, it can be emotion, it can be some concept. Absolutely no vritti, no wave in the consciousness. That is called yoga. Because if there is no wave in the consciousness, we don't see the world, we don't know the world at that time. We come to know our Atma. At that time, we have a direct experience of the Atma. Because the Atma alone remains. It is not in the objectude, it is not in any of the objects, but it is our own self, Swarupa. So, he says that Abhyasena tu we said that Yogash Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That is the second sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Then going forward, I think it is in 1.12, that is 12th sutra. They are saying that then how to have the vritti free, how can the mind be free of vritti? How can the consciousness be freed of all vritti? He says, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. Tat nirodha. Tat means of the chitta. Chitta vritti will be completely vanished. By what? Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam. So are not the two same? Here also he said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya Vairagyena cha grihyate. There he is saying, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. Now what is Abhyasa and what is Vairagya? Patanjali Yoga Sutra says, Tatra sthitau yatno bhyasaha. Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasaha. What is abhyasa? Means what is the practice? Abhyasa kya hai? Tatra sthitau. वहीं पे स्थित रहने के लिए यत्नः means effort. Our effort to remain stable in our Atma, stable in the yoga or whatever is the tatra. That yatnaha to remain stable there is called abhyasa. Now what can be the abhyasa? It can be of two kinds. That is, we are doing two kinds of effort to remain stable in that. One is meditational or non-interactional. That is, we are not interactive with the world. We are trying to go within and find out who am I? Where is the Atma? Who am I? Now when we look within, start looking within, we find that the body I am knowing, so I am not the body. Mind I am knowing, the thoughts I am knowing, so I am not the mind. The intelligence is sharp or dull, I am knowing, so I am not the intelligence. Like that, when we finally reach that really who am I? There is a difficulty in reaching. All the people, they are not able to reach because they are not able to. Yesterday also I was discussing. Our mind is always looking for small things. बिकॉज वी वॉन्ट टू एन्जॉय द वर्ल्ड. देखिए कैसे उसको पकड़ना चाहिए. सब कुछ ये सुख के पीछे, प्लीज स्विच इट ऑफ, सब कुछ इसके सुख के पीछे दौड़ना ही है ट्रबल. Why are we not getting established in the ocean of consciousness? Why are we not able to get established in the Atma? Because even for discovering the Atma, that who am I, where I am going, I am trying to see the Atma like an object. That is, the Atma is different from me. I want to see the Atma. That means Atma has to be different from me? नहीं. सो जब तक ना वो प्रयत्न बंद होता है कि आई शुड नॉट ट्राई टू सी द आत्मा इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मी, बिकॉज आत्मा इज वॉट आई एम. सो दैट वेरी एफर्ट टू डिस्कवर द आत्मा, थिंकिंग दैट इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मी, नॉट बीइंग अवेयर ऑफ द रियलिटी, दैट एफर्ट इज एक्चुअली मेकिंग मी स्मॉल, ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग समथिंग एज आई हैव टू सी एज आत्मा और ब्रह्मन. समझ में आ रहा है क्या, नहीं आ रहा? सो व्हेन वी रियलाइज दैट आई कैनॉट सी द आत्मा एज आई एम सीइंग ऑल द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, आत्मा विल हैव टू रिवील इटसेल्फ. दैट इज व्हाट ऑल आवर उपनिषद सेज, ऑल आवर भगवद गीता सेज. इट हैज टू बी सेल्फ रिवीलिंग, बिकॉज एज लॉन्ग एज वी आर सीइंग समथिंग डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मी, you cannot have the Atma Sakshatkara. So we relax, we leave all kinds of effort, we become effortless. Then only the Atma reveals itself. So this is an abhyasa, meditative abhyasa, or you can read the Shastras and try to attend through that also. That sitting, you are not interactive. You are going within you to discover who am I. This is one kind of abhyasa to get a touch of the soul, or to discover the soul, or to realize the soul. The other abhyasa is interactive abhyasa, that is through interaction. How? Now, whatever Atma we have discovered in our meditational state, if you are successful in discovering that, coming out of the meditational state, again we will be disturbed by the world. मेडिटेशन में समाधि भी हो सकता है, लेकिन वापस आके फिर I will be troubled by the world. That trouble will go when we realize that this infinite variety is only an appearance. Everything is the Atma. There is nothing other than Atma. The whole objectude, that is the world appearing as an object before me, that objectude is not there. It is a part of the subjectude and objectude together, the oneness of the Atma. That cannot be by analysis like that, we will not be able to. We have to leave the tendency to know something small. We generally call it bhoga pravritti. Bhoga pravritti. Why are we looking for the second, something else from me, other than me? Because our bhoga tendency. We want to enjoy. Even seeing God also, we want to enjoy that seeing. So this is because of the bhoga pravritti we have, we are not able to discover. Now, if we have discovered, then coming out of the meditation also, we have to find out, we have to do the pratishtha of that Atma in the entire jagat of infinite variety. Pratishtha जानते हैं ना, उसको establish करना है. कैसे करेंगे? जो हमारा meditational practice का गोल है, अभ्यासा, meditational अभ्यासा, ध्यानाभ्यास का क्या है उद्देश्य? कि हमारे स्वरूप को आविष्कार करना, नहीं तो जब इंटरेक्शनल साधना, जब हम कर्मरत हैं दिन भर, मेडिटेशन में नहीं है, तो हमारी कोशिश होगी कि ये सब कुछ आत्मा में ही प्रकाशित हो रही हैं। सब चीज़ें जो कुछ भी देख रहे हैं वो आत्मा का ही प्रकाश है। So that is why we were saying that what is the Atma we have discovered? It's changeless, it is infinite, it is all embracing, it doesn't get tainted, it is not constricted by our body mind personality, it is not within the body, rather the body is part of nature which is shining in the Atma. ये सब जो विचार है उसके द्वारा हमें जब इंटरैक्शन कर रहे हैं उस समय भी आत्मा को प्रतिष्ठित करना पड़ेगा। सो दैट इज वाई द सूत्र इज सेइंग तत्र स्थितौ यत्नः अभ्यासः। नाउ वन इज तत्र स्थितौ मीन्स रिमेनिंग इन द मेडिटेशनल स्टेट, बट इफ थ्रूआउट लाइफ कैन वी बी इन द मेडिटेशनल स्टेट, देन लाइफ का कोई अर्थ ही नहीं है। हमें जो कुछ भी प्रकृति हमें दिया है, मन बुद्धि, कुछ भी काम नहीं करेगा मेडिटेशन में। तो वो तो सर्वक्षण हमें वो पूर्णता नहीं ला सकता है। ऑल टाइम इट कैन नॉट गिव अस फुलफिलमेंट बिकॉज वी विल बी मिसिंग दैट आत्मा इन आवर इंटरैक्टिव स्टेट। तो उस समय बुद्धि के विचार के द्वारा, विचार मतलब बुद्धि जो हमेशा डिस्क्रिमिनेट, कल जो विवेक पढ़े थे वो विवेक इसमें लगाना है। विवेक के द्वारा हमें हमेशा समझना चाहिए कि कहीं भी हमारे मन में राग द्वेष उत्पन्न हो रहा है, अहंकार उत्पन्न हो रहा है, प्रेफरेंस, प्रेजुडिस, स्वार्थ भावना, एनमिटी, जो कुछ हमें छोटा बनाता है, हमें संकीर्ण बनाता है, वो सब कुछ बदलना चाहिए, उसको चेंज करना चाहिए। We have to remove the bhoga pravritti also. The real bhoga is not the small bhoga. It is the ananda which is responsible for displaying the world. So once we get that ananda, then the bhoga pravritti will not be there. So there are two kinds of abhyasa. One is to meditate to discover who am I or Atma within us. Within I am saying, but when you go within finally, and the last point, there is no within without at all. The body will not be known, the Jagat will not be known, only the Atma will shine. So there is, at that point there is no within or without. So to discover, another is that whatever was the goal of meditation, to get stabilized in the Atma, that should be the goal of all our interactions also. That is how the whole life, every moment will become sadhana and spirituality. ये बहुत अच्छे से समझना चाहिए. That is, most of the time we are interacting. Meditation we will do only 1 hour or maximum 2 hours or so. If we are interacting most of the time and the world is creating disturbance in us, what is causing the disturbance? Actually, world doesn't cause disturbance. It is our ragadvesha which is making our mind agitated. Our clinging to what we like, and our intolerance about hatred towards what we dislike. For a knower, the Jagat doesn't change. He moves around in the same Jagat, amongst the same people, but they don't anymore disturb him. Why? Because he is free of ragadvesha. The cause of disturbance is not the variety of the materials that we see. Cause of disturbance is our ragadvesha, that we get attracted by something, we get repelled by something, we get fearful about something. It is the causes in our mind. In Bhagavad Gita itself it is saying, ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indreshcharan atmavashair vidhe atma prasadam adhigacchati. Ragadvesha viyuktaihi tu. A person who has got freed from this ragadvesha, How will become freed from the raga dvesha? Not by meditation. By constant practice during the active part of the day, when the mind is repeatedly haunted by raga dvesha, we have to tutor the mind with our buddhi that they are all same, they are all appearing in the Atma only. I should not have any preference, prejudice, ego. Everything is making me small. I will be merged with the infinitude of the truth. Whatever, the buddhi vichara will tell us, will make the Atma present everywhere. So first is to discover the Atma in meditation, and the next step is to establish the Atma in everything in the world. Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati. समझ में नहीं आ रहा, और कुछ हम नहीं बोल सकते. So this tatra is actually tatra sthitau yatno bhyasa. Tatra means the truth, the Atma or the Brahman, whatever you say. So it has got this abhyasa, Patanjali says, tatra sthitau yatno bhyasa. Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasa. This is the definition of abhyasa. Now this abhyasa, one can be dhyana, that is meditation as we say. Dhyana sadhana, that is to discover the self. Another abhyasa will be Brahma vichara. That is the vichara done by the intelligence. So throughout the day our buddhi has to be activated. You look into your mind, most of the time our buddhi remains idle. We don't apply it at all. Is it not? How much we are, only when we have to do something externally we apply our buddhi. We don't look at our mind, we don't look at the thoughts, we don't see how my mind will become pure, how I will get rid of all the agitation. These are all the buddhi's work. That is why Bhagavad Gita yoga is actually, Krishna says, it is buddhi yoga. It is the application of the buddhi in all moments, every moment of life, to divinize our every moment, to divinize our life. So it consists of dhyana sadhana and Brahma vichara. Brahma vichara during the during the active hours, and dhyana sadhana during the non-active, non-interactional practice to discover the truth. See, here also Patanjali has made a very good statement. The first 4 sutras are called Chatussutri. In all traditional shastras generally, the first 4 slokas are very important. In Patanjali also, Yoga Darshana also. The first sloka is Athato Brahma Jijnasa. What is the first one? Yogas Tat. No, that is second one. First one is Atho yoganusandhanam. Now this yoga word means fusion. That what is the fusion they are talking about? We have got disassociated from our swarupa, from our real identity. We consider I am small, I am different from all others, I am moving. That Sharira identity we have planted in us so well that we are not able to know even our real identity. So, Atha Yoganushasanam. That yoga means to merge our small identity with the universal identity which we really are. हमारा जो आत्म भावना अस्मिता है, अस्मिता I can say ना, that ego or whatever. हमारा जो अस्मिता है, आई सेंस जो है, वो अस्मिता हमेशा छोटा है कि हम शरीर के द्वारा सीमित हैं. उस अस्मिता को बढ़ा के एक तत्व जो कि ब्रह्मन है या सारे दुनिया में जो आत्मा या ब्रह्मन के रूप में प्रकाशित है, उससे जोड़ देना. That is why it is called yoga. All other exercises, pranayama, we are only doing as abhyasa to reach that. Actually, yoga means this. The Atma, if you say differently, those who are reading Shastras, it is the merger of Atma with Paramatma. The Paramatma means the universal soul, and Atma means what we think I am with the association of the body-mind personality. That's the small I. The fusion of the small I, merger of the small I with the universal I is the yoga. So the first sutra says, Yoganusandhanam, Yoganushasanam, Atha Yoganushasanam. Therefore means what? There is some preconditions, Adhikara Tattva and all there. I will not go into that. Yoga Anushasanam. That means yoga attain करने के लिए जो शासन बताया गया है, जो डिसिप्लिन बताया गया है, उसको फॉलो करना. जो उसको फॉलो करने के लिए तैयार हैं उनके लिए ही बाकी सूत्रस है. जो तैयार नहीं है उनके लिए नहीं है. इसीलिए बोला गया है अथा योगानुशासनम. अनुशासनम मीन्स फॉलोइंग द शासनम. Then the second one says yogash chitta vritti nirodha. Just now I explained. Then the third one says that tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Tada means when the yoga is attained, when the vritti nirodha has taken place, when the whole world has vanished. Even world which consists of my body, mind, personality also. World cannot vanish when I am seeing I am small, body, mind is there. When the world vanishes, my body, mind, egoistic personality also will vanish. So, tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. When he has attained the chitta vritti nirodha, then actually the drashta who was seeing the world, who is doing the sadhana, he remains in his own real identity, swarupa, avasthanam. He is seated in his own real identity. Tada drashtuhu means drashta ka, hum hai drashta. Drashtuhu swarupa. What is the swarupa? There the drashta and darshana will not be there. Normally the drashta is there and drishya is there. The two are different. We are seeing something as drishya. In this yoga state there is no drishya, and because there is no drishya, drashta also actually is not there. The two got fused. That is the swarupa of the drashta. That is the real identity of the drashta. Now comes the fourth, that okay, this is when the person is sitting in his own identity. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Now what happens in the other places, that is when this kind of meditative yoga is broken and the person is active in the world. He is interacting with the millions and unlimited varieties. What happens then? He says, Vritti sarupyam itaratra. This is the most important sutra in entire Patanjali Yoga Shastra. If we can understand it, that is enough. Vritti sarupyam itaha atra. Vritti sarupyam itaratra. Itaha atra means when we are not in the meditational state, you have to know actually the drashta has become the vritti. Vritti sarupyam. The real drashta who was in yoga, that means the Atma. When we are seeing the drishya, the whole world, that drashta is becoming the whole world. हम अभी बताए ना, scientifically also it is like that. How are we knowing the world? Unless our consciousness becomes the world, we will not know the world. Suppose the sun we are seeing. We are saying sun is there, sun is rising or moon is rising. But that has to appear in our consciousness. Then only we come to know. If it is not appearing in the consciousness, we will not know. So actually the drashta's consciousness, or our I, our Atma, is becoming whatever we are perceiving, whatever we are thinking, whatever we are interacting with. It is all taking place in that universal drashta, where the drashta and drishya are fused. So, if you can imagine and think about the consequence, that those who are given to throughout life, they are looking for God, looking for God. Actually, it is a fulfillment that God is appearing as everything in the world. So, whatever you interact with, you are interacting with God. So, if we can grasp it and actualize it, then we don't need anything else. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna. That is the ultimate of samatva also. Samatva yoga is not just remaining calm in adversities and all, as generally the management books say. That is only a preliminary. Preliminary to make your mind stable, you will practice that. वो उन्होंने गाली दिया, हम कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे. वो praise किया, फिर भी हम elated नहीं होंगे. That is the practice starting. But the real samatva is this, that the drashta in me, the consciousness, that itself is becoming the drashta as well as the drishya. It is all unified consciousness. The whole world is a state of consciousness, in which, as a minute speck of the world, my body-mind personality is also appearing. As the world is appearing in the consciousness, my body-mind personality is also appearing. तो आत्मा शरीर के अंदर है या शरीर आत्मा के अंदर है? हाँ, शरीर is appearing in the atma only. So this fourth one is extremely important, that वृत्ति सारूप्यम, मतलब हम जो सोचते हैं कि वृत्ति, हाँ मदर का थॉट आया है, मदर माँ की चिंता आई है, that is the वृत्ति. Now, actually for you, it is your consciousness, your Atma, which is appearing as the mother in your mind. So, has not the consciousness taken the form of the mother there? इसीलिए वृत्ति सारूप्यम, वृत्ति का रूप ले रहा है. जो कुछ भी वृत्ति हम देख रहे हैं, दुख वृत्ति, सुख वृत्ति, फाइटिंग वृत्ति, झगड़ा वृत्ति, प्रेम वृत्ति, एनमिटी वृत्ति, all these are our drashta's different appearance only, Bhagavan's different appearance only. So you cannot miss God anywhere, anytime at all. All other things you can miss. But God or Brahman or Atma cannot be missed. Because if to have any knowledge, anything, that Atma has to be there first. The consciousness has to be there first, in which anything in the world will appear. So some things will appear sometimes, other things it will not appear. So that will be sometimes there, sometimes not there. But for everything we are perceiving, the Atma has to be there. Without that there cannot be any knowledge. Without that there cannot be any perception also. So truly speaking, we can never miss the Atma. इसीलिए अल्टीमेट लेवल साधना में हम सब कुछ छोड़ देते हैं, तब अपने आप आत्मा रिवील्स इटसेल्फ. Now here so actually this tatra shabda, what was that? Asamshayam tatra sthito yatno abhyasaha. That tatra is samadhi sthiti in meditational practice and swarupa sthiti in active time. While active, remaining active in the world also, we have to remember our Swarupa. Not only remember, we have to feel that it is this is what I am. Then what happens? The goal of meditation and the goal of interaction becomes the same. Interactive sadhana, non-interactive sadhana. Goal is all Atma, becoming the Atma. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna. सुखम वा यदि वा दुखम स योगी परमो मता. यही हम बोलते हैं, वो थोड़ा सा साइंटिफिक लगा के सेंट्रीपिटल और सेंट्रीफ्यूगल. दिस यत्नः, दैट इज अभ्यासा, इज One is to increase the centripetal, enhance the centripetal force. That is, you are focusing on the center, our Swarupa. Or even if you see the variety of the world, there we are trying to focus on the truth on which the whole world is appearing. So always our focus is on one, which is either within us or which is the substratum of the whole universe. Substratum समझते हैं ना, जिसमें जैसे कैनवास होता है जिसमें सब कुछ प्रकाशित हो रहा है. Now Krishna said that abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So he said this abhyasa and vairagya, इन दोनों के द्वारा मन की चंचलता को खत्म करना है. उसी मन जो अभी चंचल है और राग द्वेष में दुनिया में भटक रहा है, उसी मन को हम अभ्यास के द्वारा और वैराग्य के द्वारा अपना वश ले आ सकते हैं, वश कर सकते हैं. हाउ वैराग्य विल बी डूइंग इट? वैराग्य मीन्स आवर clinging to what we like and hating what we dislike. Both will have to go. Yesterday we discussed in detail viraga. Vairagya is coming from viraga. Again, being freed of raga dvesha. Raga dvesha viyukta istu. So, vairagya, what will it do from our scientific design? That the abhyasa, both the abhyasa are generating the, enhancing the centripetal force, bringing us to our own swarupa, our own identity, our inmost level. Whereas vairagya, what will it do? It will reduce the centrifugal force created by the world, by our raga dvesha, throwing us out of our self-seatedness. हम जो आत्मा में स्थित रहना चाहते हैं, उस नहीं पा रहे हैं क्योंकि हमारे मन में जगत के जो हम पसंद करते हैं उसके प्रति लगाव बहुत ज़्यादा, और जो नापसंद करते हैं उसके प्रति घृणा और असहनीयता, इंटॉलरेंस आल्सो इज काफ़ी. दीज टू टुगेदर रागा द्वेषा इज नॉट अलाउइंग अस टू रिमेन फ्री ऑफ चंचलता, रिमेन स्टेबिलाइज्ड. सो वैराग्य विल बी रिड्यूसिंग द सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स विच इज ऑलवेज throwing us away from the center. Is it not? Throwing us away from the center means we get involved in the world and forget who am I, that it is all my, it is in me, the whole world is in me, everywhere it is the same. वो जो हम भ्रमित हो जा रहे हैं, उसका भ्रम कम करने के लिए वैराग्य is the, it generates the centrifugal, reduces the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is generated by the raga dvesha. Always the mind is taken away by that. आराम से बैठे थे, किसी को देखे आ रहा है, वो उन्हें हमें पसंद नहीं आए, फिर यहाँ आ गई है. So easy, it is just our mind is going out of her. या उसके लिए हम मेडिटेट भी नहीं कर सकते हैं. So it is the centrifugal force which is constantly taking our mind away from our inmost level, our swarupa. तो उस centripetal force, that centrifugal force, sorry, I said centripetal, I think. That centrifugal force has to be reduced so that the mind can remain self-seated. So on one hand we are enhancing the centripetal force so that the mind will be centered. On the other hand, we are reducing the centrifugal force created by our raga dvesha, which is always taking our mind out of our real identity, which is entangling our mind with the world of likes and dislikes. इसीलिए राग द्वेष वियुक्त इस्तु जिनके मन से राग द्वेष चला गया है, Vishayan Indriyeshcharan, he is moving in the same object, same world, with the same Indriyas also. His eyes, it has not become 3 eyes and 4 ears or anything, or 1 eye and 1 ear. Nothing has happened. The world also is like that. But he is no longer getting disturbed or agitated by anything happening in the world because the raga dvesha has gone. Our Shastras say that a knower, even he sees that all the samundars have suddenly become dried, he will not be affected. Whatever happens in the world, he will not be affected. So that is how unaffectedness is spirituality. Unaffected रहना सबसे important है. When we can remain unaffected, living in the whole attractive and repulsive objects with the same indriyas, perceiving them, then what happens? Atmavashyair videya atma prasadam adhigacchati. He becomes Atmavash. So far we are Vishaya Vash. Vash means under the control. We are under the control of the objects and the objective situation. Is it not so? We are always dissatisfied because what I want is not there. ये समझने में कोई तकलीफ है क्या? So, Atmavash, he no longer is under the slavery of the objects or objective situation. किसी दिन पोहा मिलेगा, किसी दिन इडली मिलेगा, किसी दिन जो हमें एकदम पसंद नहीं है वैसा कुछ मिलेगा. क्या है? नहीं खाना है तो नहीं खाओ, लेकिन एजिटेटेड क्यों हो जाओगे? Some children are there. Now the children have become very much under the control of mobile and the dunya. So they expect everything from there. Right in the morning, seeing the breakfast. Oh, mummy, you have spoiled my whole day. क्या हुआ ना? पोहा बना दी है या उपमा बना दी है जो हमें पसंद नहीं है. That spoils their whole day. Can you imagine? Atmavashyair videya atma. For him there is no outer law necessary. Atmavashyair videya atma. He is under the mastery of his self, his own self. All his what he will do and he will not do will come from that established in truth. His establishment in truth will guide him in all situations, whether he will be engaged in killing or whether he will be engaged in bhiksha. All work, everything, he will remain self-seated. Atmavashyair videya atma. Then what comes to him? How do you know? Prasadam adhigacchati. His face will always remain in prasada, prasannata. नेवर एनी कंप्लेंट. उस दिन किसी को डांटे थे ना कंप्लेंट बोल के तुमको, कुछ चेंज हुआ है? खुश रहते हो? नहीं लग रहा. थोड़ा सा चुप कर गया खाली कर गई. सो प्रसादम अधिगच्छति. द प्रसादा वी आर गिविंग एज मटेरियल फूड एंड मिष्टी एंड ऑल, दैट इज नॉट द रियल प्रसादा. द रियल प्रसादा इज गेटिंग सम cheerfulness or shanti when we come close to a saint. That is the real prasada. हम बताए थे ना एक बार ऋषिकेश में एक महात्मा थे, वो उनके पास दूर दूर से लोग आते थे, औरतें ज़्यादा आती हैं. तो गुजरात से कोई आई थी, उनके डिसाइपल. तो हम लोग दिन भर बैठे रहते थे वहाँ जब तक थे. तो वो बोल रही है एक दिन कि महाराज used to give prasada to the Rishikesh. The prasada will be makhana and mishri. Common prasada, makhana and mishri. That's sattvic, so they give that. So सबको दे रहे हैं मखाना मिश्री, उनको बुलाए ही नहीं प्रसाद देने के लिए. तो बोल रही कि महाराज हमें प्रसाद नहीं दिया है. वो खाली उनको देखे और चुप रहे. Again after some time when another devotee who was giving the prasada, महाराज हमें आज प्रसाद नहीं मिला है, हमें प्रसाद नहीं, आपने हमें प्रसाद नहीं दिया है. प्रसाद तो दे दिए हैं. नहीं महाराज हम सच बोल रहे हैं, आप हमें प्रसाद नहीं दिए हैं. बेटी प्रसाद तो हमने दे दिया है. 3 बार बोले. फिर बोले हम तो दे दिए हैं, लेकिन तुम उसको प्राप्त नहीं कर पाए। हम तो दे दिया है जो देने का। He was referring to the prasada, the subtle prasada. But the lady is only asking for the eating prasada. So prasadam adhigacchati, the placidity of the mind. So if the mind always remains free of ragadvesha, it will become really Chandravadana. That face will become glowing and pleasing and cheerful always, किसी भी हाल में। मुखम पद्मदलाकारम वाचा चंदन शीतला अंतरम वह्नि सप्तम संतप्तम त्रिविधा दुष्ट लक्षणम। That a lady with a face, what is that? I said Padmadalakaram, like lotus face, like the petal of a lotus. Padmadalakaram. Vacha Chandala Shitala. She is speaking, whatever she speaks, it's as if like sandalwood paste is put on your head. So cooling and very calm and cool. But antaram banhi santaptam. She is using all that calmness and all outside, but the inside is fire. Banhi santaptam. These three together is dushta lakshanam. Such as three you should avoid. अपने आप देख लो, मुंह में शब्द मीठा है, मुंह बहुत सुंदर है बाहर से देखने के लिए, चेहरा, और लेकिन अंदर में हमेशा आग जैसा वो सब कुछ को कवर करके रख। So Abhyasen tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. This is the vairagya and abhyasa, the same thing, whatever we discussed about vairagya and viveka. This viveka is Brahma vichara here. That is doing the introspection that everything is an appearance on the consciousness. That introspection in various ways, when we read the Shastras or think about it, it should continue endlessly. That is called Brahma Vichara. That is, in interactive state, it is Brahma Vichara Abhyasa. In the non-interactive state, it is Dhyana Abhyasa. Then comes Shama Dama. That I said, don't forget that Viveka will lead to Vairagya. And as Vairagya enhances, Viveka will become sharper and clearer. Because with the clouded mind, with the possessive mind, we suffer from possessiveness, ahankara, egotism, and ragadvesha finally. That is the base. वो जब मन से चला जाता है तो मन साफ हो जाता है. Then the viveka, the analysis, the introspection also will become very sharp and immediate. You don't have to read the book and then think and आज प्रभात रश्मि के में क्या बोला गया था वो सुन के विचार करके उतना ज़रूरत नहीं होगा. Viveka becomes so sharp that immediately you will know, you will have the clarity of decision making, clarity of analysis. वो सबको अंदर में क्या चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा सब कुछ विवेक बता देते हैं. That viveka is very very piercing in its. So both of them will go, both of them will rise, viveka and vairagya, and that will enrich us with great treasure. Shamadamadi Shadga Sampatti, of which yesterday I said that in Yoga Shastra Dama comes first, because first you have to control your indriyas to listen to anything or to do yoga abhyasa. That is why. But it is Vedanta, Sadhana Chatushtaya refers to Vedanta. There the first thing is the disciplining the mind. They are making the mind free of ragadvesha, free of desires. Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yasya hridishritaha athamatyo amrito bhavati atra brahma samashnute. Yada hridisthita sarve kamaha pramuchyante. जो हमारे हृदय में बैठा हुआ जितना डिज़ायर्स है, जो कुछ भी वासनाएं हैं, वो सब कुछ जब खत्म हो जाता है, साफ हो जाता है, यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामायस्य हृदिश्रिताः, व्हाट हैपन्स देन? अथ देन मर्त्यो अमृतो भवति. वी आर मर्त्यास. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी कंसिडर आवर बॉडी टू बी माई आइडेंटिटी. The body will fall, body will die. So we are martyas who will die. Shastra always points out like that. Athamatyo amrito bhavati. When the mind gets freed of all the desires, yada sarve pramuchyante kamayasya hridishritaha atha martyaha manushyaha martyaha amrito bhavati. He becomes immortal. How? Not that his body will become immortal, never. But he discovers this immortal identity. So earlier the identity was with the Sharira Kendrik Vyaktitva, the personality, which will die, which is changing every moment and dying. But what happens? The identity gets shifted from the changeful things to the non-changing reality within, which is not in the object field at all. Athamatyo amrito bhavati. Atra brahma samashnute. Here itself in this life while living, he experiences very well the Brahman. It's not after the body falls. Right here, on this earth, in this body, he experiences Brahman. The Matya Manushya becomes immortal by that. अमरत्व की बाहर के चीज़ों के कभी भी अमर नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि दे आर बॉर्न एंड मूविंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द कॉजलिटी. कार्य कारण सूत्र में फंसा हुआ है. दैट कैन नेवर बिकम इमॉर्टल और अनचेंजिंग, इम्पेरिशेबल. ओनली द आई विच इज द नोअर एंड परसीवर ऑफ द चेंजफुल जगत, दैट आई इज नॉन चेंजिंग. And that is what Amar, immortal. So when identity shifts to that immortality, we become immortal. समझ में आ रहा है ना? We are thinking we are mortal, actually we are immortal. But जब तक हम नहीं सोचते हैं कि मैं immortal हूँ, वो होने से क्या होगा? इसीलिए ना कल बताए हम लोगों को आत्मा हाँ बोला जाता है. जो अपने को जो सुइसाइड किए हैं, सचमुच का सुइसाइड वो है हम लोगों के लिए, क्योंकि आत्मा को हम जानते ही नहीं. मतलब आत्मा को हम मार डाले हैं, उससे हम आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करते हैं. सो केवल भागवतम नहीं, बहुत जगह ये बोला गया है. इसीलिए कठोपनिषद में बोला गया है उत्तिष्ठता जाग्रता प्राप्य वरान निबोधता क्षुरस्य धारा निशिता दुरत्या दुर्गम पथस्तत् कवयो वदन्ति. The Kavis, the Krantadarshis, the Maharshis, they say that उठो जागो उत्तिष्ठता जाग्रता, क्योंकि you have to know that there is such a possibility. That is, उठना मतलब we always think we are mortal. You have to, from the Shastra or Guru, somebody, you have to know that no, this is not my real identity. My real identity is immortal. वो हो गया उठना. उत्तिष्ठता, then जाग्रता. बोलने से केवल नहीं होगा. You have to be aware of your real identity. जैसे हम आज अभी जो पूरा शरीर के साथ लगे हुए हैं, शरीर का कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ नहीं हुआ या ठीक है, उसके प्रति हमें लगाव है. दैट विल बी शिफ्टेड टू द इमॉर्टल कॉन्शियसनेस आत्मा. Uttishtata Jagrata. Jagrata means be aware of your real identity, be aware of your immortality. Kshurasya dhara Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodhata. Look for a great realized soul. Vara. Vara means Shrestha. Prapya Varan Nibodhata. Nishshesena Bodhyata. That means you realize it without any doubt. Until you become doubtless, remain with the Shreshthas. Take his instructions, take his guidance. Till you feel that I have become immortal. My real identity has got shifted from the bodily identity to the consciousness, to the Atma, which is all pervading. It is, we say one, but it is beyond one. There cannot be any number to describe, because all concepts are appearing in that. कठिन हो जा रहा क्या? नहीं होना चाहिए. इतना आसान से तो बोल रहे हैं, सरल करके बोल रहे हैं, हमें लग रहा है. मैं भी तो सुन रहा हूँ ना जो कुछ भी आ रहा है. So naturally, free of desires, the mind will become placid. Shama will become prasanna, or Shama will dawn. Now, when the mind becomes calm, then automatically the indriyas will no longer create any problem. He will still he will take good food, he will find the taste to be good, which is not good, he will know that. But he will not be slave to all the indriya perceptions. Seeing all the variety also, he will not get disturbed by anything, unaffected. इसीलिए क्षमा दमा के बाद तुरंत आ रहा तितिक्षा. तितिक्षा मीन्स सहनम सर्व दुखानाम अप्रतिकार पूर्वकम. तितिक्षा मीन्स tolerance in a way. Whatever happens, no complaint. उस दिन बताया था ना, खाली कंप्लेंट ही भरा है. There cannot be any complaint at all. नचिकेता 3 दिन 3 रात यमराज के प्रसाद बाहर बैठे रहे. Yamaraja was mismanaging his prasada because nobody came and inquired. See, any guest coming, our Upanishads give very, very firm directions how you should behave with the guest, how should offer anna to others. वो दक्षिण खंड में मेन फंक्शन के दिन बच्चों को बार बार पूरी पूछ रहे थे तो नहीं दिया गया था. कोई बोले कि अरे बहुत खराब चीज़ बोले थे. बोले कि तोरा बाड़ीते लुचि पास কেন এতবার করে লুচি চাইছিস? You understood? Do you eat? They are very poor. They are Majhi mostly, or other scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and all. Extremely poor. The village, if you see, I think this kind of poverty is perhaps there in West Bengal only now, because the last 20 years no development has taken place. So उनको बताया गया था कि अरे तुम घर में लुची खाते हो क्या? क्यों फिर पूछ रहे हो? बच्चा को बोला जा रहा है. Hearing that, the report came through other. Next day, hearing that, Swamiji cried like a child. Foot kar roye. What is this, sir, we are doing? We are having the celebration of Baba's birthday and all are invited, anybody can come. Is this the way? And those who are poor, they should be given more food than our respected guests. They don't get it. They don't get luchi at home. That she knows also, knowing that she has said that घर में luchi खाती हो क्या? खाते हो क्या? It was so bad that then Swamiji decided all the bachas from all the poor areas, about 8 places are there, they should be invited and we will feed them with luchi, aludam and what is that, sweets? Budia, whatever. What they like, that should be given and they should be all fed. So some people went around from locality to locality to invite them. घर घर visit किए. 2 भद्र लोग थे, 2 persons were appointed For 2 days they went from morning till evening, going around and telling them and getting a data also how many people will be there. Otherwise कैसे हम बनाएंगे खाना कैसे? कम हो जाएगा नहीं तो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. So he got the data also. They got the data, and then they were all fed. We did not have any pandal that time, so that was lot of discussion had to take place. How will we feed 500 to 700 people in such a small ashram area, wherever? But it went very well. All arrangements were made. Discussions took place. How we are going to do? Everything was done nicely. And you can, I think some of you have seen the photographs also. Happily Swamiji is making somebody sit on his lap or patting and all. He was very happy. Why did I say that? तितिक्षा. नचिकेता यमराज के प्रासाद में के सामने बैठे रहे, लेकिन यमराज के ऑफिशियल लोग, ऑफिसर्स और कर्मचारी, they did not have the proper tuition that some guest has come. He should be, at least you ask for water or give some food, at least ask him to come in and be comfortable. 3 दिन 3 रात बैठे रहा. So when Yamaraja came back, he said, whoever has done this mischief, they are my people. The prasada is my prasada. Prasada means palace. The palace is my palace. So I am responsible for whatever has been done. So he begged of Nachiketa, जो हमें क्षमा कीजिए और हमसे 3 वर पूछ लीजिए, मांग लो. Nachiketa doesn't want any, he doesn't want anything at all. But Yamaraja का जो पाप हुई थी, पाप स्त्रीलिंग है ना, पुल्लिंग, पाप हुआ था, उस पाप को स्खलन करने के लिए नचिकेता को 3 बार पूछना पड़ा. That is how the whole Kathopanishad is progressing. So Titiksha comes there. That Nachiketa did not go back to his father, the Yamaraja is not there. I was telling Shankar, we were teaching Kathopanishad in our ashram. That's the first thing I started. In my teaching, I started with Kathopanishad. We used to sit in the old dining room in the ashram, where only 12 people could take food together. And everything on floor. There was no chair, nothing. 1 table and 1 bench was there for the old people to sit. That was the only arrangement. So there we started taking the class. तो इस हमें अभी भी याद है, ये बोलने के लिए शंकर को बोले थे कि जब तुम, शंकर मीन्स सुधीर झा's son, he is now a big businessman. तो हमारे लिए वो छोटा शंकर ही है अब तक भी. तो उनको बताए कि अगर तुमको भेजा जाता था और तुम जाके देखते थे कि यमराजा कहीं चले गए, आज वापस आने वाला नहीं है, तुम तुरंत वापस आके बोलोगे कि स्वामी जी, यमराजा इज नॉट देयर. आई वेटेड फॉर सम टाइम एंड केम अवे. लेकिन नचिकेता वेटेड देयर. और ऐसा भी हो सकता कि हम बाद में जाएंगे, अभी तो थोड़ा जाके पानी पी के समोसा खा के आ जाते हैं, वो यमा की किंगडम में भी मिलता है, तो थोड़ा वो खा के आ जाते हैं और फिर मिल लेंगे. जब वापस आते हो स्नैक्स खा के, you come to know that Yamaraja had come and again gone out. ये भी तो हो सकता है. He came and you were not there at that time, so by the time you came back, he has already gone. तो निष्ठा, ये है निष्ठा, नचिकेता की निष्ठा. उसके लिए तितिक्षा की प्रयोजन है. तितिक्षा is extremely important. तितिक्षा means सहनम सर्व दुखानाम अप्रतीकार पूर्वकम. जब तक है सहन करेंगे. 3 दिन 3 रात without water, without food, he stayed without any problem, no complaint at all. ये क्या यमराज है, इसके प्रसाद से प्लेटर से कोई नहीं बुलाता है, कोई नहीं सम्मान करता है, कुछ भी नहीं, बैठे till यमराजा के. एंड यमराजा felt very apologetic that, है तो बताइए है कि 3 बार ले लो. टाइम इज ओवर ना. जनरली ऑलवेज आई थिंक दैट टाइम, फिर अभी टाइम है, और इस बार कल भी ऐसा हुआ, आज भी हुआ कि टाइम खत्म हो जाएगा. It is up to 8:30 na, generally. So the question will be that then why did Swamiji put up those movements? If titiksha means sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam, किसी का भी प्रतिकार नहीं ढूंढना है. But that is different. You are doing something for the correction of the society. Titiksha is not like that. Titiksha is when we are slave to our sense perception. जब हमें भूख लगी है तो हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. भूख लगने से हम गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, तो सबके ऊपर चिल्लाना शुरू करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. So titiksha means we have to be absolutely tolerant about whatever is happening, whether the things I like or whether I dislike, I will be able to course through that. तितिक्षा का बाद आता है उपरति. रति means भोगा, रति means enjoying. उपरति means रति से हट आना, ऊपर आ जाना. मतलब we are always trying to enjoy the world, worldly objects and worldly situation and all. Uparati means you will never think that the world is going to fulfill me. You never run after or run away from worldly situations. Where it is needed to do something, it is different. But अपनी आकांक्षाओं को पूर्ण करने के लिए नहीं. You can pratikar for the society, you can always try. That is different. So titiksha means the extreme tolerance. Uparati means the coming away from the bhoga buddhi, bhoga tendency. Bhoga, हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे, भोग प्रवृत्ति. भोग प्रवृत्ति से मन को उठा लेना. Now this uparati will not fully happen as long as we are not able to have the atmarati. When we find, suppose you are meditating, you become first get flooded with bliss, we call it bliss. क्यों? नॉर्मल जो हमारा एंजॉयमेंट है वो किसी स्पर्श से होता है, मतलब मटेरियल स्पर्श और some thoughts, some prestige, etc. That means something is there other than me, and that something I like. Then only rati will be there. But Atmarati means he no longer looks for anything to have joy, because he has discovered that nothing in the world is going to fulfill me. Those joys are not real joy. So he becomes Atmarati, means he discovers the joy within. Anandadyeva kalvimani bhutani jayant. Ananda they discover within. Brahmananda they discover within. So automatically when they find that the Ananda is within, will they again run after do anything for getting Ananda, getting joy? वो करेगा सब कुछ, लेकिन ये सोच के नहीं कि ये करने से जो फल होगा वो हमें पूर्णता लाए. Look at the world. Nobody has ever become happy by getting anything from the world. And he discovers the source of joy within. So he will not run after anything at all. So that is the real uparati which comes as a result of atmarati. So initially it is an abhyasa where we try to take our mind away from the bhoga pravritti. But finally, after discovering the bliss within, Ananda within, then we no longer run after objects thinking that it will fulfill me or it will make me joyous. इसके बाद श्रद्धा समाधान. ओके. प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदा नुस्मरामि प्रणौमि. प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदा स्मरामि प्रणौमि।